You are now listening to a Rabble Press podcast.
Clock out, come home, and drink away. To bash and burn the weekly plays. Douchey calls and sweaty balls, this is Scotch Sporting.
No, the title of the show is Day 997 Without Sports. But anyways, I've been doing, I wanted the praise.
You've been doing a great job, full stop. No, you've been doing a great job with the clips at the beginning of the episodes.
Why, thank you.
And may we say something even more stupider
even more stupider. I think we just did. That's like saying more better, isn't it, Mark?
No, it's a lot different.
It's a lot different?
Ask Desmond how he feels about more better.
I don't want to talk about it. So before we get started, let me just say, Tay, I have to send you a video of him. He was, playing on my computer, and I just hit record on the camera just so it would record whatever he was doing, and he kept hitting the this.
Clock out, come home, and drink away. To bash and burn.
We don't hear it.
Weekly plays.
You don't hear it? Oh, hold on. All right, hold on. Why is it not routing properly? Okay, hold on. I got it. Sampler should be going to chat. Weird. Okay, so he's playing the Scotch Sporting theme song over and over, and then he started singing it.
Do you think we can re-record with him?
No, I think it works the way it is.
That's extremely cute. He busted into Reigns of Podcastamere, which was also adorable.
Yes.
Which is a plug for that show, too.
Right, which you should be watching or listening.
And listening.
Both.
We're doing a rewatch of season 8, and problematic.
It's not good. It's not good.
Well, welcome to the actual podcast. Day 900, what are we at?
97.
I think that's probably close. I know we haven't been quarantined for that long, but if you add up all of the sporting events we're missing, we're probably close to 947.
Like 970, you know how they do like man games lost? Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Where the wins above replacement stat kind of thing. They just announced today they're canceling Wimbledon for the first time since World War II.
Oh, she still says it that way.
What?
With a T, not a D.
Wimbledon.
Say it again.
Wimbledon.
It's got a D-ish sound. I'll give her the pass.
Wait, hold on. Serena Williams is the best and should win every Wimbledon.
There you go. You got it. That was definitely it, right?
That was definitely it.
Okay.
If it helps, Mark, Chris, you say it?
Wimbledon.
You say Eugenie Bouchard has no business around.
Eugenie Bouchard has zero business being anywhere near or on the same continent as Wimbledon.
And
or
Mark,
a tennis court, for that matter.
Or a tennis court, correct.
Sure, I don't know why I have her on Instagram, but she had a post that was just her butt. And it was like hashtag social distancing.
And look at my butt.
And here's my butt. If it helps, Mark, I am aware of how it is spelled and how it should be pronounced. I think I just say it very quickly. Wimbledon. See, it's really hard.
If you're saying it fast, it's Wimbledon. Wimbledon.
I think this might be the earliest we've ever mentioned a sport in the history of Scotch Sporting. As a podcast.
Wow.
We're not talking about sports.
We're like less than 4 minutes in.
Who are we? We're all professional now that we have literally nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, we're taking out whatever we would do professionally. We're doing it in this space. Like, I felt so productive yesterday, so now I'm going to take us back off course because I felt super productive yesterday because I edited the Reigns of Podcastamere YouTube video. I edited the audio for it, and I uploaded it all, and I did new art for it, and I did... I actually did work yesterday, and it felt great.
This is if now is the time to get this 5-year podcast off the ground and making us some money.
Right. That's the goal here. That's the goal.
That's the goal of this whole
virus. This is why we're on Twitch right now. This is why the video went up on YouTube at midnight last night. And this one will go up, I don't know, midnight tomorrow night.
We'll split the profits 3 ways, boys.
Perfect.
I mean, it's
I think Tyler would get a little bit of a cut, wouldn't he?
The ghost of Tyler?
Yeah. He'd get a little cut.
That's why Bouchard's putting up pictures of her butt now, right? To make money.
Yeah, but she's been doing that for like I would say if we looked at her bank account, 80% of it, maybe 90% of it comes from not tennis related stuff.
Right. It comes from like endorsements and
it was like hashtag ads and I can't wait for you to try my FabFitFun box. Is it called a fun box?
Is it called a fun box? You tell us.
It's fab. I think it's FabFitFun, but it might be like Fun Fit Fab or Fit Fab Fun. Is it a fun box?
Are we talking about her vagina?
No, we are not.
Okay.
We're not talking about her vagina. Although tentative new title, you do start fun box. No, you guys clearly don't follow anyone who is on The Bachelor on Instagram.
No.
No, I can't say that I do.
It's one of the subscription services, and I don't know if it comes monthly or quarterly, but it's basically like a samples box. And it's called FabFitFun, I'm pretty sure. And it's a box, so it's a fun box.
Right.
And so you pay like a monthly subscription fee, and then it just comes with like makeup samples and an umbrella and like.
So it's really anything different than loot crates, then pretty much.
It's a loot crate for basic bitches.
Yeah. That's
exactly what it is.
Sounds great. So I don't know why I'm not subscribed to this.
Yeah, basic. It's all like Z-list, like JWoww from Jersey Shore.
Nope, don't know who that is.
JWoww from Jersey Shore?
Never heard of that person in my life.
Oh my God.
I mean, I knew they were nerds, but I didn't know they were that nerds.
You know who JWoww is?
She's a short one with the big tits.
No. She's
that's Snooki, isn't it?
Snooki's the short one with the big tits. JWoww also has big tits, but she's just taller.
So I should Google JWoww is what you're telling me right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're not real. But she's the one on that show that isn't Italian.
Okay.
And it's insane. And is that, Mark, if I can ask our resident ethnic person, is that a form of racism?
No.
Is that cultural appropriation?
Not in my head.
Good. Thank you so much. Chris is the closest thing to Italian.
Not really. I mean,
you have brown eyes.
I mean, people my whole life have been like, "Are you Italian?" And I'm like, "Nope." Are you sure?
But,
yes, I'm pretty sure.
Clearly Spanish because of my olive
complexion. Yes.
Mark, you get called Spanish?
Yes.
That was a direct quote.
Everything. Mark's been called everything.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Spanish though?
That was a direct.
And
that was what she said.
Clearly, you're Spanish. And I spit everywhere. What the fuck? I need to
go
back to work.
It was great.
Matt. Well, we got off the rails a bit. I'm just kidding.
As we often do.
We usually get off the rails. I'm not surprised. So Mark, you have some bowl games for us.
Oh, we're just jumping into this right away?
Well, what else? We got nothing else.
I thought we had those questions we wanted to cover.
You have a list of questions for us, and until as my dog loses his goddamn mind.
That's why I was trying to do the bowl thing first, so that way if Tay needs to mute, she can mute. See how smart I am? See, this whole thing revolves around, going with the flow.
Saying the quiet things out loud.
Go with the flow. Who's saying the quiet things out loud?
You were.
No, I'm just saying.
Let's just say it moved me. Okay.
He is really happy tonight.
This is his joy. This is his joyful bark.
I love that dog, though. He is fantastic.
Thanks. We're 99% sure he speaks English because he will talk back to you. If he does something bad and you say, Bortolo, no, he'll go, that's you face as he chatters back to you, go fuck yourself. I'm eating this piece of cheese.
Right. And don't forget, you can follow him on Instagram.
You can. Hi, buddy.
Here he comes.
No.
You want to talk about a happy dog. So my dad had prepped some beef to cook tonight.
Oh, no.
Stir fry. A nice big 5-pounder.
Yep.
Cleans it, leaves it by the sink, steps away.
Yep. Gone.
And then I don't know what he's doing, but he came back and then he accused my sister of hiding the beef. And he said, "Why would I hide the beef?"
Hold on. Did he come out and say, "Hey, where's the beef?"
I wish he did. Obviously, he said that in Cambodian.
Right.
So we thought my sister hid the meat to cook later for herself for some reason, which makes no sense.
That's very on brand for your sister.
Yeah, right? So apparently my sister found a styrofoam plate on the ground with blood around it.
Yeah.
On the floor.
The dog's blood?
No, well, yeah. So I asked my dad, where did you put the beef on the sink? Did you put it like back towards the wall? It's like, no, I just left it right there in the counter. I'm like, yeah, dog got that.
Yeah, dog got that.
Yeah, dog got that. And then how was she?
Oh, she was like pooped on the couch for like half a
man,
day.
yeah. Like just I'm in heaven. I'm in flavor country.
Is it like he learns his lesson very quickly with stuff he's not supposed to eat.
Does he?
He has diarrhea when he eats. He ate what I think was a sweet potato off the street.
Nice.
And
Why would there be a sweet potato on the street, Taylor?
what else was it? And by the time it out of his mouth,
Literally shit?
he had swallowed it, and then
It was too late.
much too late. I picked up a dead bird.
Oh boy.
He ate poo.
What about the flattened rat?
Oh yeah, I picked up and ran with a flattened rat for a bit.
Dogs are so dumb. I love it. They will literally eat anything. It doesn't matter. I'll eat it.
And if you check out his Instagram at my dog is also named Bort, today I was taking him for a walk in the field near our house, and I glanced at my phone, glanced down, and he was rubbing his face in a mud puddle.
Perfect.
Body
Yeah,
out, he wasn't in the mud puddle, just rubbing the side of his face.
He's a dirty trash dog.
He's a dirty trash dog. So, yeah, I think we should play our bowl game.
Right.
Although we have deployed a beef knuckle to shut the dog up. But for those listening, obviously there's no live sports going on.
What?
So, I
When
know.
did this happen?
But the Raptors won was it 2 nights ago? Game 7. That was amazing.
Final shot?
Last night came down to the final shot. So it prompted questions that I will be asking for the time being until sports is back, because I think it is a great unifier, and it's part of the reason why we're all friends. It's part of the reason why we do this every week, because we love hopefully money at some time, but we also love just talking to, and I love deep diving and finding those threads of like shared memory. And there's another podcast that their thesis is sports is kind of the last vestige of civic pride.
Oh,
Like
right, yeah.
It's okay to really be like, yeah, go, really get behind your city and your town and your country. So I do have questions for us this week, but we should start with the bowl game that
Because we've been pushing it off since January.
Since January, because we've had stuff to talk about. So, Mark, how many do you have for us?
I still have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 left.
15 stupid bowl games?
Yes.
All right, let's split it.
So you did. So hold on. You found 50, and this is 15 left. We've already done probably another 15 at least, right?
Yeah, maybe 20 actually.
So you found 20 real bowl games, and then you looked at the name and said, "Okay, let me see if I can make this equally stupid."
Yep.
And make them guess which is the real bowl and which is the fake bowl. And
That's the real skill.
that is a real skill because
Mark's
when you hear
ability
these,
to handle stupidity.
right, and when you hear these, and Mark's a smart guy. That's the weird thing, is Mark's not an idiot.
No, Mark's very, very smart. So, for those that don't know, Americans have a lot of really dumb bowl games where colleges play against each other. They're always named after something stupid, like the Quicken Loans Fiesta Grease Bowl. And Mark has taken the list of the real bowls. He has made up something equally as dumb.
Let's do
And we're gonna
7.
have to
I
guess.
say let's do 7.
I think we should split him up.
Okay.
And let's do 7. Dave, do you want to participate?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's hit us with the first.
Do we want some music playing in the background while we're doing this? Some Spanish flea or just
No, we're good.
go with it? All right.
We're good. Oh, here,
If
hold
you're
on.
not-
Let me test the soundboard though. Let me see if you guys can hear it because I think I might have fixed it. Did you hear that? No.
One more
Okay.
time, Dave.
Mark, did you hear it?
No.
Yeah, okay,
Was it
then
a whistle?
It's not working.
Okay.
Dave, if you're not
You
going
would
to
have heard it.
you don't get to sing the song.
Oh, that was Dave then. I thought that was a soundboard.
No, that was not the soundboard.
Okay.
Dave, how well can you do the Price is Right sad sound?
Sad trombone.
Ba, 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 ba.
Mm.
Eh,
It was
okay.
okay.
All right, Mark, number 1.
All right. First one. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl or the Toucan Sam Moon Bowl.
I knew it was going to be Toucan Sam.
They're both awful.
I'm going to go with Tony the Tiger
How
because
can
when I heard Tony the Tiger, I knew the second one was going to be Toucan Sam.
How can they both? How can one of these be real?
Either way, both titles are great.
I'm going for the Sun Bowl, the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
So both going Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're both correct.
Yes. Because they're great.
Correct.
All right, next one we have the CarQuest Crown Bowl or the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
I'm
Wait,
I'm
the first
going
one?
with the first one, totally based on the alliteration.
Say it again.
CarQuest Crown Bowl
CarQuest Crown Bowl.
or the
Okay.
AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
The AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
All right, so we have our first split decision here.
Yeah.
Tay, you are correct.
Oh,
Yes. What's Car Crunch Questy?
Car Quest Crown Bowl. I just like
CarQuest is another car company.
I just like the alliteration in it.
So AutoZone's a car company?
Yes.
And then a Liberty Bowl is nothing. They just needed another.
It's like they took these old bowl games that existed, and then we're like, well, we can sell the name, so they add the sponsor name to whatever the bowl used to be called.
So it was the Liberty Bowl
Correct.
because Americans love their freedom,
They love it.
and now it's now sponsored by
AutoZone.
AutoZone.
Crunchy Car.
All right.
Toucan Sam Moon Bowl.
I knew it because I thought of Toucan Sam.
Number 3, and this was brought up earlier. The Quicken Loans Carolina Bowl or the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl.
I'm going Arizona Bowl.
Where's Quicken Loans Arena?
Houston.
Fuck. I'm still gonna go Quicken
that does
Loans.
not help.
They have bowl money. I don't know about
Nova Home
Nava,
Loans?
whatever.
Okay.
Sure.
So we have another split.
Yeah.
Tay, you are incorrect.
Ah.
So it's 2-2?
It is 2-2.
What's Navino?
Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl.
Nova Home Loans.
That is a mouthful,
Mhm.
and they should not be sponsoring anything.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
Yes.
Nova Home Loans, we will shill for you and your mouth full of a stupid name. Nova Home Loans. Pronouncing it is the only difficult thing.
There it is. There's their ad.
There's your tagline, you morons. Okay.
All right. Number 4.
Hey, we have dozens of listeners.
Yeah. In Arizona.
Right.
That's a lie. I don't know the answer to that.
Uh-oh. Mark?
All right. Number
There we
4.
go. Okay.
We have the Valero Alamo Bowl or the Exxon Golden Gate Bowl.
Valero.
I'm going the Alamo Bowl.
I'm going Exxon.
So we have another split. Chris is going Alamo Bowl, the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Valero.
Alamo Bowl is also very irritating to say, and Nova Home Loan should sponsor the Alamo Bowl.
Nova Home Homes Alamo Ball.
Yeah.
There you go. And Tay was going with Exxon Golden Gate Bowl.
Got to.
Tay, you are incorrect.
Damn.
Yes, he takes
Chris
the
is
lead.
Taking the lead.
I thought that sweet oil money had more swing. They don't need to sponsor little bowls.
I thought they'd be a little more slick.
Oh, you can't hear it, but I'm playing it.
You don't get
Listen to your friends.
it. Okay. Okay, number 5.
Number 5, we have the Verbo Citrus Bowl or the Home Away Tropical Bowl.
Oh, I don't like either of these.
Okay, I need one more. I need them both again.
Yep.
The Verbo Citrus Bowl
Yep.
or the Home Away Tropical Bowl.
Verbo Citrus Bowl.
I'm going citrus. Verbo Citrus Bowl.
Okay,
Count it.
and then this isn't just to be a contrarian, but I do want whatever the other one was that sounded better. Grapefruit Bowl?
Home Away Tropical Bowl.
Tropical Bowl. Yeah, Home Away Tropical Bowl.
All right, Chris, you are correct this time.
This time he's been correct the last 3 times.
But he usually starts with you.
Yes.
He's like, Tay, you're correct.
Okay.
Incorrect.
2 more. I gotta knock these out of the park.
All right. We have the Outback Bowl or the Texas Roadhouse Bowl.
Roadhouse. Oh, man. Outback Bowl or Texas Roadhouse Bowl? Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna go with Roadhouse Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to go Outback, so we were already thinking contrarian.
All right, so you're both going Texas Roadhouse.
No,
Bowl.
I'm going Outback.
Oh, you're going Outback.
Yeah.
He's going Blue and Onion Bowl.
So Tay's going with the Roadhouse Bowl,
Roadhouse.
and Chris is going Outback. Okay. Chris, you are correct.
Oh, I thought for sure I wasn't getting that one. Yes.
All right, this is just for overall status then.
Yeah, now it's overall
Yeah.
score.
All right, so I'm going to say, well, I did say probably the most ridiculous for last.
Oh, good.
All right, so we have the famous Carolina Cornbread Bowl or the famous
wait.
Idaho
Potato
Bowl.
I knew it.
Yes.
So it's cornbread or potatoes?
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm going potatoes. I'm going Idaho potatoes because
I gotta go
I think the cornbread one is way too ridiculous.
But I want Mark to tell us after the answer, but
Yeah.
I didn't think cornbread was particularly famous in Carolina, but I'm thinking if Potato Bowl is the real one, Mark did his Mark is too smart to just go
Say somewhere in the south.
State food. Mark would have looked up famous food.
Yeah.
So I need to know the process behind this. But now I'm thinking Idaho potato would be really easy
Right.
if presented with a famous Carolina cornbread. Okay, what other state?
What other
is
state?
not-
Wait, Idaho potatoes perfect. They're gonna go for the potatoes.
I'm really overthinking this, and I need Mark's reasoning behind either. I'm also going Idaho potato.
You're both going Potato Bowl?
Potato bowl.
Yeah.
You are both correct.
Hey, okay. Tell us about cornbread. Did you just pick state food?
I looked up famous state foods, any state
Mhm.
that had a specific food tied to their state. Because
Cornbread
think-
tied to Carolina?
apparently it's huge there. They have
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Now again, I've been to Carolina twice my whole life. So and I've never been there for more than a night.
Yeah.
So
I did extensive work on that. I was trying to find something that was as ridiculous and relatable to Idaho potato.
right. That's spectacular.
And
Well,
with the whole alliteration, it worked perfectly. I'm like, Carolina cornbread, I like it.
yeah. Well, Mark, you outdid yourself again. I like these.
Apparently, not
ridiculous.
only is it famous, but there's a huge racial divide over sugar in your cornbread.
There you go.
Ooh.
See?
Wait, so who's for sugar and who's against sugar?
I'm guessing based on tea, and I can tell you the boring story behind that, is white is sweet and black is not sweet.
Really? Okay, interesting. Can't we all just get along, guys?
So the boring tea is because sweet tea was a sign that you were rich, i.e. white, because look how rich I am. I can afford
put sugar, right,
to put in my tea. So sweet tea is a very, very white people thing. Yeah, okay, so this is... Hey guys, welcome to Cornbread Hour with Scotch Boarding.
Yeah.
This is what happens when they cancel sports.
Most people in the South, from white farmers to slaves, made multiple forms of cornbread. Whatever they made, they could put syrup in it. So this is an African-American baker. Why would you put sugar in something? It's a valuable commodity. They didn't need to put sugar in it. They used molasses on everything. That's the poor man's condiment. Quick energy, quick carbohydrates, and a source of iron in your diet. So there you go.
See? Didn't pull out of my ass. I actually did my research.
Antebellum recipes with the names of black cooks attached to them that were cake-like cornbreads generally baked for the gentry, but that wasn't everyday cooking. See, guys, this is making up for... I'm really devastated. One of my favorite podcasts of the year is when I analyze dumb things with the NCAA bracket.
Right. I couldn't do it this year.
I need to scratch the itch by delving deep into the history of cornbread in Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Now you know.
And knowing is
just
half the
something?
battle. What's that?
Oh, get that soundboard.
Oh, it sounded like...
I just dropped the cap inside the bottle. Sorry.
You're one of those people. Okay.
Oh,
so,
is that bad?
No.
Okay.
I think there's people that put caps in bottles. There's people that take the tabs off pop cans.
Right.
And I think if you do that, you don't ever not. And if you don't do that, you never do.
Right. I'm not a tab taker offer. I leave the tabs on.
I'm a tab taker offer. I'm a label peeler.
Oh.
But I'm not a cap in a bottle person.
Okay. Interesting. Mark, where do you stand on the cap in the bottle?
I don't drink beer often, so it never happens to me. But as for the pop tab, I do it when I'm at work because we have an actual tub.
To throw them in?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Although I'm laid off right now, so I don't...
Right, so you don't do anything.
Can't do that right now.
Dan, you don't do anything, like the rest of us.
You just flick 'em at your parents?
What was that?
Hey, Ma. You just flick them at your parents?
Yeah.
Okay, nerds.
Okay.
Obviously, there's nothing to talk about. So I'm going to do each podcast with 3 questions that we can delve deep into.
Right.
So my 3 questions that I posed to you guys yesterday, hopefully that was enough time to talk about it. And mostly I came up with it while we were watching Game 7 of the Raptors 76ers last night. And we watched the whole game.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was awesome, and Dave had kind of forgotten what happened. So when we saw the score, it was like, oh, this and this happened, and then it didn't. And we're like, oh, so it was almost kind of reliving it again. And we were on different floors when it happened, and we remember screaming at each other of like, what the fuck? And it's funny because we were watching Game of Thrones. I was watching Game of Thrones season 8 when this was on.
Right.
And we're rewatching it now, plug for Reigns of Podcastamere.
Check it out.
And I remember starting the Game of Thrones episode and being like, you fucking moron. It's Game 7.
Yeah.
And you're taping this.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
And I paused it and I switched to the game, and then I watched all but, the first couple minutes that I missed. So while we were watching, I wanted everyone to come up with 3 things. Their favorite sports moment they witnessed live. So you had to be at the game.
Right.
Because I asked, and spoiler, this might be one of my things later, if being at the final, like the Raptors game where they won downtown, counted. And Dave said no. Because we weren't at the game.
Right.
Favorite sports moment witnessed on TV. And then favorite non-sports moment, assuming it's like non-Toronto sports moment, assuming...
Well, like I said, like no dog in the fight. So like,
Yeah.
it's not your team playing. You're just watching and like, oh, I can't believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, and that's good because I have answers for all three. So.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about, because I think I need to come up with a favorite non-Toronto sports moment because there's so many.
Right.
There's so many crazy things, and I can't pick the raptor falling downstairs. Your favorite sports moment that you witnessed live at a game?
That's easy for me. That's
Okay, leave it off.
super easy for me. It was the 2013 CFL Eastern Final at the Skydome, and Ticats were third place in the East, and they handily beat the Argos in their building, which was basically a home game for us, as it usually is in Toronto. And we went to the Grey Cup for the first time since 1999. And was
why? Like, why was that? Just they won? Like, what?
Well, okay, so it's like the first time in a long time that they had been to the Grey Cup. It had been 14 years, and it was a big deal. And the team was pretty crummy all year. It was like up and down. Like sometimes they were good, sometimes they were bad, and like nobody thought they had any chance of winning that game. And then we did, and got fucking smashed in the Grey Cup. But that doesn't matter.
Whatever, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, that doesn't matter because the energy in that building, especially because where we were sitting was all Ticats fans, and like I remember people like yapping at us, and we were just pointing at the scoreboard, like just pointing at the scoreboard. Like anytime any Argos fan said anything, we just pointed at the scoreboard. So
I'm very shocked at the Argos fans part of this story.
That there were some.
And enough to chirp.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, there was one guy, and I kept yelling, "Go Leafs, go!" and he kept getting so mad at me. And then we saw people obviously in Leafs jerseys at the game because that's how Toronto does. Blue Jays jerseys, Leafs jerseys, yeah.
Because nobody's actually an Argos fan.
It's the way it is.
You go because it's still an affordable way to see sports.
And Rob Ford was at that game, and he showed up, and that's when they started losing. When he showed up, and they showed him on the screen, and he came down the thing, and
now he's dead.
And now he's dead. Rip in peace.
Although I will say, as horrific as a human being as he is, Doug Ford is doing a pretty good job.
He is doing. Did you guys hear about him going to get the fucking pick up the masks? Yeah. So say what you want about his politics or whatever, but he's handling this really, really well.
He is handling this crisis really well.
Misogynistic sack of garbage, but he's doing a great. Obviously so is Trump, but one of them's doing really well in this crisis and managing it well and handling it well, and it's been good. Mark, your live moment.
My live moment also involved Jesse Harper because he was there at the Jays game. This is back in 2010. So it was back when they weren't great. Jose Bautista was still early in his great years with the Jays. And we were witness to probably Bautista's only inside the park home run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Inside
and
the
when
park
it happened, there wasn't many, because we were sitting on the third base line, like fourth row, and there wasn't many people there because obviously the Jays weren't good. So when that happened, we got pumped. The crowd got nuts. It got so bad that I went to high five Jesse and he went to high five me, but it was so awkward. He went 2 hands up. I went 1.
And then he touched dicks.
Well, no, but
Oh.
The hands touched. And we're like, oh, okay, let's try this again.
And then
we high five properly. And then the penis is touched. Yes.
And then
Thus our torrid love affair began.
Right.
But that same game was also the game where Justin Morneau slid into second base. John McDonald broke it up. Morneau left the game with a concussion and was never the same after that.
Oh, wow. Wait, what a bummer, Mark.
I know,
I
right?
was do you guys remember, this isn't my favorite moment though. Do you remember the Blue Jays catcher Ken Huckabee?
Who doesn't?
So
I don't. What year was this?
Kind of after Darren Fletcher and before Russell Martin, there was like a rotating.
Okay.
They had Kevin Cash and.
Are you including Guillermo Quiroz?
I am including Guillermo Quiroz, Greg Zahn, and like there was just no one stuck. And Ken Huckabee was okay. He wasn't terrible.
He was awful.
And he was doing well for the Jays, and he slid into second and took out Derek Jeter.
Oh,
Ooh, clap to that.
It was a great. It wasn't a dirty slide. He was on the base pad. Like there was nothing wrong with it. But Jeter was out for a long time. I think it broke his leg on that play or something. And Ken Huckabee never played again.
really?
Like he was just like, that's it. Bye bye.
Interesting.
See you later.
Interesting.
Is he alive?
Is he
Let's ask
alive?
that question. Yeah.
You'll never know.
I think we will. I can Google it.
Oh no. Mark, why that moment?
Just because people say seeing a triple live is one of the most exciting things to witness in sports, especially in baseball. And inside the park one's even more exciting.
Hold on. A triple is I just want to roll back the tape. Triple is one of the most exciting plays in sports, especially baseball, I believe is how you worded that.
Did I say that? I meant to say specifically in baseball, but
okay. And I mean, even if you said specifically in baseball, which you might have, I think you can only get a triple in baseball.
Well, maybe people that don't know basketball very well could be like, "Oh man, I shot a sweet triple."
Or they may have stopped in the middle of saying triple double.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Okay. Interesting. All right. I just wanted to, for clarity's sake.
If I'm a triple threat, that's the best triple I've ever seen. No one says that. Okay, Mark. Yes, go on.
No, I just think that an inside the park home run's a lot more exciting than a triple.
But of all that, you've gone to a lot of sports, and like you're a Ticats season ticket holder. I'm surprised it's not a moment like Chris's.
Well, nothing really stands out specifically because even with Chris's example, it was more the entire game.
I thought that's what I mean, the moment was winning.
You can interpret this the way you want to, guys. Yeah. There is no wrong answer.
I thought you were specifying a single moment.
And that's awesome too. Mine is both a game and a moment. Because I've seen a lot of great stuff, but because we live in Toronto, my teams haven't had a ton of success of late. You know, there's been great, like I think I saw Batista's 40th home run. Like there's been some really cool things and like great comebacks. And we were at the Grey Cup that Chris, you were at too, with Ottawa and Calgary, and that was a really cool game and a cool experience. Mine I think had to have been this past year when we were in Carolina, home of the famous cornbread.
Oh.
And we saw the Bruins sweep.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, that's exciting.
The game wasn't particularly exciting. But it was just because the Bruins won pretty handedly, and it was a sweep. And I think Carolina kind of went in being like, "Okay, this is good. We've made it this far. This is great."
No one expected us to be here.
Yeah, this is fine. We're fine with this. But just being there and seeing my team,
right,
in a playoff game, period. And Chris, you know, being a fan of a team not in your home city, like the prospect of even seeing a game is a bit far-fetched. And then the prospect of seeing a playoff game is like, holy shit. And it was also just and I know I've talked about this when it happened on the podcast, but part of what makes it so special is just all of the things that had to be in place. That Dave and I hadn't been to the beach with my parents. Dave had never been to the beach with my parents, and I hadn't been in years and years. And we'd made the joke like, oh, you know, if hockey's still on, oh, haha, it's Carolina. And then like, holy shit, they're going to make the playoffs. They might still be playing when we get there. This will be great. Holy shit, they're playing the Bruins. Holy shit, it's at home in Carolina. Holy shit, the Bruins could win and punch their ticket. So it was just all of the things that had to happen.
Right.
It was kismet.
Kismet.
Yeah, because we were debating it because Dave had to drive like for golf the day. I don't know if it was the day before or day after.
Right, I remember it was an issue. I remember you guys talking about
So
that.
there was a lot of driving, and we weren't gonna do it. But then it was like,
I legit almost died.
oh Jesus Christ! But it was we paid $200 for 2 tickets
Hey,
in the lower bowl,
which is
it was
crazy.
amazing.
It's crazy.
And we saw the Hamilton. I think his name was Hamilton.
Hamilton the pig.
Hamilton the pig, which was definitely a highlight of my life. Not the game at all, for sure. Okay. Favorite sports moment witnessed on television. What? Oh, you want yours? Now you're participating? Okay, come on over.
No, I'll yell.
No, don't yell. Please come. So just a second. We have to wait for the peanut gallery to get closer to the microphone.
Is he wearing the Reese's peanut?
Of course he's wearing
Buttercup.
his peanut butter.
No.
I hope he has a shirt on. I have to cut away real quick.
No, we're on Twitter.
No.
Show nipple.
I didn't turn it.
I got it away. I was quick on the trigger.
You knew what was happening. I was.
You nipped away real quick.
I did.
Oh, we can milk this subject a little longer.
That's so stupid. Okay,
Milk comes out of nipples.
I know.
I was
good.
8 or 9 years old. I can't remember which one it was, but my father and I were at a Blue Jays game, and we ended up being at the game where the Jays clinched the playoff spot in 92 or 93. Can't remember what year, but I remember the game finishing, and the crowd went nuts for like 20 or 30 minutes.
Right.
Toilet paper being thrown from the rafter. Everyone going, and there was no, the noise didn't stop.
Yeah.
And then eventually my dad looked at me, and because I was young, and obviously this was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, he goes, "We should go." And I couldn't even hear him saying beside me.
That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing.
And I remember calling in sick, or my parents telling me I could be sick for school the next day.
Nice.
Yeah, part of what I love about this and just rehashing all of this is just the weird memories that are burned in associated with these things. So I was just a little bit too young to really appreciate the first Blue Jays World Series wins first. Fingers crossed. I think I was 7 and 8, and I remember
Math checks out.
the first one, so 92, being in bed and my dad waking me up with screaming.
Right.
And then 93.
Yeah, because it was late. It was like it ended up being like
went to
12:30, right?
Yeah.
It went to extra innings.
Yeah.
And then 93 was like, get down here.
And it's funny that we bring this up because when we're going to talk about favorite TV moments, my favorite is still to this day Joe Carter hitting that home run. Like I can't.
And my favorite, like I had so many favorite TV moments that are like, I had so many honorable mentions. And
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to get the one dig in about the Bruins Leafs, the collapse. And it's not necessarily it was just like the smells and the scent. And I was at two of my best friends' condos who've since split up, but like just us being together. And I had a picture on my phone for years and years of the look on my friend's face.
Right.
When they tied it up, and they were so mad at me, and I was genuinely concerned about going home that night.
Right. Like you got to take the jersey off, you got to take the hat off, you can't.
And it just, everything that went along with that was just so, I'll remember every second of, we sat on the floor, and then, anyway, so Chris, you said your favorite TV moment.
Yes.
Elaborate.
Okay, so I was 13 when the Jays won their second World Series because I'm old. Which would make me 40. Yes, we'll do the math. So, the 92 one. I remember I stayed up and watched it, and there was something about that. The throwing it over to Carter and he catches and he jumps, but him hitting that home run off of. Why can't I think of his name?
Mitch Williams, come on.
Thank you. And it hit that weird fucking sidearm. Like the weirdest. He was basically on the dirt after he threw every pitch. But like he was lights out. That guy was lights out closer. And Joe comes up and fucking cranks it. And I just never I don't remember being that happy after watching a sports team win in my whole life. I think if the Ticats end up winning the Grey Cup at any time in my life, which I doubt, or the Sharks winning the Stanley Cup, maybe, but it would take probably the Jays winning another World Series. That would probably be. I've never been that happy after watching a team win.
And I have a sub question. Because this came up also yesterday when we were watching the Raptor. Before we get to your moment, Mark, and maybe this will lead into it. I find you just, with a lot of these moments, or at least I know.
You feel it. You feel that there's something happening.
So before the Kawhi shot, it was like, I just knew they were going to win.
Right.
Like, I knew it was going to be okay. I didn't obviously predict that, like, last second rim rolling, whatever. But like, I just knew. And there were before the bat flip,
right.
you knew when he came up.
Yeah, he came up to bat, and you're like, something's happening here. And when that pitch, and I have the still of him just before he flips the bat. So he's swung, it's gone, and he's got the bat by his side. So it's right before he flips it. I love that picture.
And Chris, you were like, I think most of my Joe Carter memories are like, the shared memory. Like, I've seen it so many times.
Right.
I genuinely don't remember it on TV as a child. I just remember my dad waking me up and making me come down and watch and being at home with my family. But did you know?
I knew. No. Exactly like you said. He came up to bat, and I'm like, this is it. We got this.
Yeah, you don't know quite what's going to happen, but it's going to be okay. And we were, it was the error with the Josh Donaldson slide at home that won that series. I think that was the second, the next year, the Blue Jays, and it was just like, we're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. It's fine. They're going to win. It's fine. Something will happen, and it'll be fine. Mark, your moment.
Oof, I was humming and hawing between the Raptors and the bat flip. And ultimately I chose the bat flip just because before the bat flip happened, you have to remember that the top of the inning, there's that whole controversy about that throw back to the pitcher.
Yep.
With Chu at bat, and then
there was so much drama. Yeah, there was so much drama leading into that.
And then when they eventually gave the Rangers the run, which pissed off everybody at the bar that was at.
Even though the rule was right.
It's just that because the umpire called dead ball, he interpreted the rule wrong, so he was wrong, so he corrected himself. So that's how they got the run. So everyone was already pissed off. It seemed like the world was against the Jays to lose that game because it's like, how do you lose game to that call?
Right.
And then the bottom of the inning.
Well, let's not forget the people throwing beers at babies. Because that happened.
Yeah?
That happened.
Yes. That happened after the bat flip.
Was it after? I thought that was because of the call.
It was after the bat flip. No, it was after the bat flip.
So it was on Sin Chu, wasn't it?
The batter was Shin Shu Chu, yeah.
He threw
the ball back.
I think it was two moments. There was the beer on the baby, and then there was the idiot that threw the beer at Sin Chu.
Games.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? It was.
So, Mark, and why over the Raptors?
Well, because again, in the bottom of the inning, you have not one error, not two errors, but three errors go in favor of the Jays. You're like, oh shit, maybe the baseball gods are spawning on the Jays.
Right.
And then when Batista gets to bat, and as soon as he swung and made contact with the ball,
you knew.
I jumped up from my seat in the bar and screamed.
Yeah, it was a no doubt. Like that was the definition of a no doubter. You
It was
heard
like-
it, you saw it,
Yeah.
you're like, that's fucking gone. Oh,
It was all this pent up rage
yeah,
from the top of the inning to like sudden elation.
yeah, and that's it. And I think that's why there's so much good about that, is because you were so pissed off going into that bottom half of the inning because they're getting screwed. This is bullshit, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden you go from being super down to all the way up, like. Yeah.
Well, and it's the same like with the Raptors, and I mean, obviously we're looking at it with a certain lens, but I feel Toronto doesn't always get the benefit of the doubt with calls, and I think that's the same across the board of sports. And
Not in the CFL. That made Dave leave. Fuck.
Like they just. You have to deal with it, and the Raptors like what are we gonna do when officiating's against us?
Right.
And now it's like, okay, who gives a shit? We're just gonna have to be twice as good now.
That's right. Gotta
But
beat the
officiating
teams
still was-
and the refs.
The officiating still is bad not called because if you look at it, Kawhi did travel.
Shh.
I know.
What are you doing? Mark, they don't call traveling in the NBA anymore.
Yeah,
I
that's
know they don't. Not for superstars.
so
If you're
I
a
had
scrub, they'll call on you all day.
TV was the one I really struggled with because there's been incredible
So
moments.
many. Golden goal was on my list. Like,
Golden goal, the shot, the bat flip, the home run. But I think I have to go just because of all of the elements around it with the Raptors winning. Like to be in Toronto when it happened and talk about feeling is so Dave had his routine and if you don't remember from last year, he cooked a steak, medium rare or rare. I had to make the same coleslaw recipe for him every day.
Same rub on the steak.
And so he did the same rub on the steak and he got the same beers from
what did he
Black
do to the steak?
just down the street. And usually there's a pink beer and he had a beer at the beginning of the game. He always showered at halftime. He had a second beer and then usually a third beer in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Fresh beer for the fourth quarter.
Right.
And we couldn't watch together because when we watched together, they'd lose.
It's crazy.
And no joke. Like every game we watched together, they lost. And anyways.
Now you can watch them together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we had the opportunity to go, like friends were meeting up to watch game 5. We're like, no, we have our routine. No. And then our friend said what he was doing for game 6. Hey, if you want to come, I'm getting seats. It's 5:00. And I was like, we have to go.
Right.
Remember, it was an all-star.
Yeah, it was a 9:00 start. We had to get to the bar at like 5. And it was like, no, just the feeling of like, this is it.
Yeah.
We have to go and we have to be downtown.
Right.
And we were at an old, was it Shoeless Joe's?
Yeah.
Or Jack Astor's?
Formerly was
That they kept the liquor license for. And so they just showed on a huge screen, all you could get was cans of beer
Right.
and bar rail.
everything's $5.
Everything was $5.
That's not
you
bad.
couldn't start a tab. It was cash only. Although we could because we got there so early. People offered us $100 for our seats
Wow.
at a bar. And just like, and I'll repost it if I can, but just Dave's guttural scream, and my friend is in the Air Force unflappable, and he was like crying, and so it's just all of the stuff around that, and
Right.
then turning into each other and just marching into the streets was just insane.
Yeah.
David, would you like to come back for your moment? You can't show your nipples.
I'm not going to show my nipples. What about my ass?
Can you show ass on Twitch?
No ass.
Okay.
Well, then I'm not joining.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hard to not pick that Raptors moment for all the reasons that Taylor said. The only reason I can't is because that was City Pride. So my greatest moment witnessed on TV was the first gold medal that Canada won, the Alex Bilodeau Moguls in Vancouver. God, I hate that it was Jamie Campbell who was doing the announcing for it.
Was that 10 years ago?
And that was 10 years ago.
Dave is still angry that Jamie Campbell got that moment.
But just being a part of watching that happen live, I was a mogul skier when I was younger. That being part of what the first gold medal on home soil was, that was my greatest moment on TV. Was that the national pride around it.
Even though it's tainted by Jamie Campbell.
Even though it's tainted by Jamie Campbell. And the incredible and all that, but this was the first. It was something different.
And those Olympics were great. We crushed gold medals in those Olympics, right?
That was
first
with the Russians.
That's one where we can actually say we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked about it. I was sick for the golden goal, and I crawled out of my bathroom to watch on TV. And just the apps, and I'm sure you guys all remember, it was one of those where were you moments, just the dead silence in the arena, and Iggy.
Yeah.
I will remember the tone of his voice. I will remember how quickly he said it. I
So,
will remember
I will explain to you guys the joy that I had during those Olympics. So Bell was... Now, maybe Bell, I think Bell and Rogers, I think all of them had like some kind of broadcasting deal, right? So we had Bell Satellite back then, and Bell had channels that were just the sports with no commentary. So I watched the entire hockey tournament with no commentary. So when I watched that game, it was just the sounds of the ice. And it was the greatest experience. Like, if you want to watch hockey... they need to figure out a way that I can watch it, like put the announcers on a different channel and let me turn that channel off, because hockey is so much better without announcers.
Yeah, I agree.
But because what you're talking about, the Iggy, like, of course that's all I heard was because like all I heard was the sounds of the ice, which is way better.
And that was one of those, like, you knew they were.
Yeah.
Like, Canada had to win. And then just as soon as he said Iggy, it's like, it's over. It's done.
God, so good.
Like chills, right?
Yeah, so good. At home. I mean, like 2002 was great, though, as well. 2002 was really good. I remember that one. We were at a bar watching it because it was wasn't early in the morning, but it was like an afternoon game.
I was in high school.
Okay. Well, I was in a bar, and the game ended, and we drove up and down like the main streets in Hamilton. We just drove up and down, honking our horn, fucking woo, Canada flag out the window.
It was morning because I was getting home from a sleepover. No, I'm mixing this up with when Princess Diana died, but both have the same. My parents dragging me out of a bath.
Right.
No, I was getting home from a sleepover and I wanted a bath. And my dad said, "No, you may not."
Right.
We're sitting here and you are watching this game.
You watch hockey now.
And this has made me... And my dad didn't like hockey. My dad just knows sports enough to be like, well, I need to watch this.
Yeah, there's something special's about to happen.
Gold medal.
Yeah, the Donovan Bailey gold medal run was incredible. And I remember the Michael Green, the rematch for the fastest man on earth, and I remember watching.
I was in Hamilton.
I remember the Ben Johnson gold medal.
Ooh, that's old.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that one.
The Princess Diana I also was coming back from a sleepover and wanted to watch cartoons, and my mom said, "No, you may not. We need to watch the news." Because I heard she was in a car accident, and then I just remember my mom being like, she died, and starting to cry. Anyways, right. Sports news. Okay, we're running long, but let's do our last one. Favorite sports moment, non-Toronto moment, or no? And Chris,
no dog in the fight moment.
Yeah, Chris clarified this that when you had no dog in the fight, what's your favorite? Chris,
I get to start. I get to start. Okay. And I hate that it's this. But 28-3. I hate that it's that, but I fucking love that comeback by the Patriots. It was so exciting, and I fucking hate the Patriots, and I don't like Tom Brady, but it was such a good game.
Wonderful 4 years of this podcast. So thank you so much. for your service.
That's it. I'm off.
Yeah. Tay, I mean, it's so long. Thank you so much. Leave the soundboard.
Yeah, I'll leave it running. Don't worry.
Hey, one of my favorite, and I know we talked about it last week, and one of my favorite moments was the Seattle fucking blowing it.
Right. That's up there. That's up there too. But the 28-3, like it was just like the game was over. We were just all like, oh, the game's over. This is bullshit. And then who was it? Who made Amendola? No, who made the catch? Not him. The other one. And I can't remember his name. Edelman. Thank you. Edelman makes that catch, and I'm like, this it. This game's over. Patriots are gonna win. Like he made that catch. If he doesn't make that catch, that game's over. But he made the catch. And
guys, that game was over because I gave my shirt away.
I mean, yes, you can say that. But the fact of the matter is, the players on the field.
No. It was me too. It was Mark and our buddy Lorne. Pulled a me in the Leafs Bruins game, and he was like, fuck this, it's over, like Chelsea want to go home, and like he was getting his shit packed up to drive home. It's like, shut the fuck up, it's the Patriots, and there's too much time,
way too much time left.
You never give Tom Brady time
unless he plays for the Bucks.
All the time in the world.
He's never going to play for the Bucks. We're never playing football ever again.
Hey, let's not forget Tom Brady's last pass of the Patriots.
Was it a pick? It was a pick.
It was a pick six.
Pick six.
That's nice.
To end the game.
I love it.
Mark, what's your favorite no dog in the fight moment?
Mine is pretty much the opposite of Chris, actually. It was the first Giants-Patriots Super Bowl.
That's a good one, too. That was on my list. It was on my list, but yeah.
The David Tyree catch.
And then he never did anything ever again.
No. But he will be forever a Giants legend.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's an NFL legend because everybody wanted Tom Brady to lose that game.
Yeah.
Because that was the perfect season. He ruined their perfect...
No.
That was the perfect... Oh, that was the next time.
Rematch.
Which the Giants also ruined.
Right, but I forgot that wasn't the perfect season one.
Yeah. But just to watch, because during that scramble, like, oh fuck, Manning is gonna get sacked, and then 3 seconds later, it's like, holy shit!
How is he not down?
Get out of that?
How is he not down? I think
his
I said that
being pulled
4 times on that play,
and then him just hoofing it. I'm like, oh shit, that's not gonna be a good throw.
That's gonna get picked. Nope.
And then you see this guy pressing the ball against his helmet, getting dragged down, and keeping the ball on his helmet, not touching the ground.
It was a fantastic moment.
So good.
I was at a Super Bowl party hosted by Katie and Tyler.
Oh no!
And you know how obnoxious I get, right?
Yeah.
Especially.
Did Katie kick you out that night?
No, she went upstairs to the kitchen to watch the rest of the game by herself.
Right. Well, she didn't want anything to do with your fucking obnoxious ass.
Oh no! Someone brought a cowbell, and I started yelling, ringing that cowbell all night after that. Oh, I was going nuts.
Who brought a cowbell?
Who did?
Someone brought a cowbell.
Who brings a cowbell to a party?
That's weird.
My no dog in the fight, we talked about it last week, is the Yankees Red Sox. And we have no dog in the fight, but mine is because, the evil empire was taken down. Maybe Mark's is the same, but just that game 4 when it Boston hadn't won. This is 2003.
Yep.
I was by myself. I was in university. 2004?
2004.
I was in university watching the game alone, and it was just every second was, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I obviously watched all of the rest of the games, and all of the rest of those games were, oh my God. Oh my God. And but when the Boston won that game.
Yeah.
Avoid elimination, that was another one of those, you knew they were going to be okay,
right?
But it was just just those unbelievable moments that we get to witness because of sports. Peanut,
you were crazy because it was extra innings that game went to.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year it was, but it was the World Baseball Classic, and David Ortiz's walk-off home run. I was watching it live, and that home run was the most majestic swing I have ever seen. And I still remember. The only thing close was Wolves hitting a home run off Brad Lidge in the playoffs. Those 2 home runs.
Nice.
Huh.
I'm gonna find them on YouTube for you after.
But it's not ever. Is it when he was with the Angels?
No.
Okay.
When he was with the Cardinals.
Okay.
I think
Not
that
that
ball's up there. It hasn't come down yet.
What I think most people forget is that in that same series, is that the very next game it also went to extra innings.
Crazy.
So
Didn't
many were
they all except Game 7? Game 7 was
No,
pretty...
just those 2. Game 7 was a blowout. Red Sox
Yeah,
won
Game 7 was a
10 to
blowout
3.
for Boston. Interesting. Oh, boy. I could,
I know. Could go all night.
We could talk about this all. So for next week, I want to talk about all-star teams. Is there a game that you could have gone to and you could have seen and you didn't?
Oh.
So spoiler, Peanuts is fucking devastating.
Really?
Fucking devastating. Let's just say it. We've talked about it a bunch on this podcast.
Right.
And Dave could have been there.
Oh, no.
So his is heartbreaking. Favorite heckle moments. There's so many.
Favorite. I've already got my favorite heckle moment. That's perfect. I'll save it, but I already got it.
I have 2, and I'm gonna take the week to think about which one was my favorite, because one was a little kid swearing, and one was a grown man screaming like a woman. And it's gonna take some time. Obviously, non-sports moment and the raptor falling down the stairs.
Yes.
So if you want to tweet, Instagram, Facebook at us at Scotch Sporting, any sports moments that you want us to talk about.
Put it in the YouTube comments down below as well.
Put it in the YouTube comments. Go to Chris's Twitch page. Chris, could you say your Twitch name for us? Because we are now going live with this show and Reigns of Podcastamere and whatever else we do on this network.
Yep, it's twitch.tv/ZanisDesef.
And Zanis Desef is ZAENISDESEF.
Got it.
I would never know that based on how you say it, and I need to spell it out every time.
There you go.
So if you are thinking, man, these people sound really good looking, I bet they are good looking, the answer is yes. And go check out the Twitch page or check us out on YouTube to confirm that, yes, we are in fact good looking. And though we can't show nipple, if you guys tune in, I promise at least cleavage.
There you go.
What?
Can we do that? Yeah,
You can do cleavage. Can Dave do cleavage?
He can do chest hair. If you're into chest hair, we got.
Hey, we got
Is elbow cleavage the same as cleavage?
Yeah. There's a little elbow
Yeah.
cleavage right there.
Butt cleavage? No, we can't show butt.
No.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Are we YouTube Scotchboarding or are we YouTube Zana Zadef?
No, we're YouTube Rabble Press.
Okay, YouTube Rabble Press, Zanis Zadef, Zanis Desef,
There you go.
Zanis Desef.
There you go.
On Twitch. Also, if you want to watch Chris nerd out and grief,
I'll be nerding out in about an hour.
I taught Dave what griefing was.
Oh,
Thanks to you, and then Dave griefed.
nice.
Sort of. Okay, tell me if this is griefing, and then we'll log off.
Okay.
So we are back into Don't Starve because it is the apocalypse and we think that's funny. And we have a couple different servers with different groups of friends. And we were waiting for another friend to come on. And Dave said, let's just log into a random person server and play with them for a bit. So we did. And Dave said, I'm going to burn their base down. And I said, don't do that. And he said, I'm going to do that. And then he lured a monster to their base and then lit it on fire.
That makes my heart.
That's a classic Chris Taylor move.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Is this considered an accurate representation of griefing?
Yeah, so griefing, yes. So griefing has levels. I'm all for griefing that is within the game's rules. So as long as you're not cheating in any way. But if I can go out of my way to kick over your sandcastle, I'm gonna do it. That's just the way I play games.
So
what level of griefing was I?
What's that? Sorry.
What level of griefing?
What level? That's the good one. The good like yeah. There's good and then there's bad. Like if you go over the line and cheating, or you get like racist and shitty and you know.
Use those gamer words that we talked about.
Use the gamer words like we talked about.
Right. After that.
So, but if you're staying within the realm of the rules of the game, and you're ruining someone's day, that's the way we like it.
It's so shitty.
Griefing.
But thank you so much. Thanks for listening, everyone. May your day not get graved.
You've been listening to a Rebel Press podcast. Visit rebelpress.com for more podcasts.